What's up, trombones? I have a trombone here and we're going to learn how to set up and take care of this beautiful instrument. Okay, so your trombone is going to come in a case like this. When you're moving it around, it should always be in a case. And when you're setting it up, set it on a flat surface. So I've got it on here, and when we're setting these up, make sure it's the right way or it's going to spill out. The way to tell usually is the top section is going to be smaller than the bottom section because the instrument's going to rest in the bottom section. So I'm going to pop this open. This one has 3 latches. Nope, this one has 4 latches. What's going on here? Oh, nope, I just can't open it. It only has 3 latches. Okay, so inside what we have is, and each case is different, but usually there's a top spot for your slide. There's a little holder or case for your mouthpiece. And then there's the main body, which goes in the case too, and sometimes latches down. Okay, so I'm going to lay it flat. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to take out the main body. I'm going to pick it up by the bell, like this, so as not to damage it. And the bell is going to go on my left side, like this. Okay? Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to unlatch the slide. And you always want to treat your slide as if it's going to fall off. So don't grip it by this because it could slide off. Okay, now some of them have locks. This one is locked in right now. But it's always good to be safe. Okay, so on the slide, you're going to have an open part and then a tube that has an extra attachment and a screw on coming out of it. That's going to go in right here, and then the open tube is going to sit up. So from here it looks like this. Bell on the left side. And then what you're going to do is you're going to screw this in. Don't screw it in super tight. It just needs to be able to hold it. Okay, I'm not going to crank it down. Okay, one other thing to note. Right here, some of them have slide locks. So you can see that it's locked in when it's on here, and it's not going to go down, but again, always treat it like it's going to be locked in. And then unlock it to play. Now this slide, if I let go, is not going to go, well, if it gets started, it's going to fall off. But if I'm maintaining it and taking good care of it, it's going to fly right off immediately. So how do we make it fly right off and be really smooth like that? Well, we're going to use what's called slide oil. Okay, it looks like this. And what you're going to do is you're going to open it up. And I would probably do this before you start playing or anytime your slide feels sticky. And we're going to be really careful with this. I'm actually going to put it on the ground like this. And I'm going to put a couple dabs of drops on each side. Not too much, especially if you're doing it every day. And then I'm just going to swirl it around and move the slide out like this. And now this should be really steady or really smooth and fast. I should be able to go pretty fast with it. Okay? The other thing that you're going to want to maintain right here is your tuning slide. This goes in and out, and what we have to do is, and I don't have any slide grease, but you're going to put on, actually I think this works as slide grease, but there's other fancier slide grease that protects metal that we're going to use. You're going to put a couple drops on here, and what I like to do is I like to take it out and then put a couple drops on here and then just swirl it in and around like that. This one is pretty well greased, so that's nice. And then just pop it right back in. We're not going to worry too much about this when we're just starting out, but you can put it all the way in or out a little bit. We'll talk about tuning afterwards or later on. Once I've got the trombone set up, I'm going to go into my case and I'm going to grab my mouthpiece. Okay? Try not to knock your trombone with your mouthpiece because that'll put dents into it. I'm going to put this mouthpiece very gently into this hole right here. Don't cram it down because that's how we get it stuck. Some people put a little twist in it to secure it. I don't really do that, but just set it gently. Don't smack it or bonk it. That is bad, and that's how we get it stuck. So now we have a fully set up trombone, and we're good to go. We've got our slide lubricated, so it's moving fast. and we're good. Oop, I might have to tighten this just a little bit more. But again, don't crank it down. This is our spit valve right here. So when we're done playing, what we're going to do is we're going to press this button and we're going to put our mouth around the mouthpiece and just blow. And then the condensation from our breath is going to pour out of there. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to put our case back up onto a nice flat surface, like so. Take your mouthpiece off first. This you can wash. I would wash it once a week. You may want to just wipe it out when you're finished playing. It's up to you, personal preference, but you should be cleaning that out about once a week. Then you're going to unscrew your slide. And again, lock it, but always treat it as if it was locked. And put it flat in the slide case, lock it in. This one has twists that lock it in. And then we're going to take our main body and we're going to put it in the case. Now the good news about these trombones is that you can do a full clean out by putting them in a lukewarm bath. Don't do it hot because it'll take the lacquer off and make the instrument not as pretty. But just a lukewarm bath, take everything apart, and you can put it in the water and let it soak. You can scrub out the insides. We have tools here that you can do that with too. I just want to show you one other thing. If your slide comes completely off, oh no, here's how you put it back on the right way. Okay, so remember this goes in the instrument, and this, so that means this is going to be on the bottom, which means that your spit valve should be on the bottom too. So I'm gonna, if I put it on this way, my spit valve is on the top, this is on the bottom, so I just put it back in like this. I gotta be really gentle because you can knock these and move them out of alignment. Really, for right now, you shouldn't be taking off your slide, but in case it happens accidentally, now I can lock it back in place and put it back in. And that is how we set up, tear down, and take care of a trombone. Make sure your case is locked too. That's important.